Hey everybody. I was having a hard time falling asleep last night, and this story came through my head that I thought I'd share today. Uh, my friend Sarah Beth's parents used to take me on all their family vacations when I was a kid. They spoiled me like I was one of their own. I was super lucky. They took me to Disney World in the eighth grade, and where did we go, Sarah? Napa Valley in San Francisco in California. And one particular summer, we went to visit Sarah's grandmother in Oklahoma. And I think we were in the eighth grade at the time. And I don't know how we managed to get cigarettes to Sarah's grandmother's. I'm assuming that Sarah smuggled them in her bag or something. And I'm noticing, yes, that a lot of my stories recently have cigarettes in them. And I quit smoking at the beginning of this month, and God's been good to me. It hasn't been too horrible, but I'm just aware of all my stories are kind of involving cigarettes. So maybe that'll lighten up, as I get further from, being a happy smoker. Anyway. We were in the eighth grade. I had no business, obviously, smoking. The thought of my kids smoking now makes me want to just, beat them. But anyway, we were sitting out one night talking, and we're like, this, I don't remember the conversation. We just started talking about how, we shouldn't be smoking. We were too young to be smoking, and this wasn't good for us as we were like, outside, while grandma's sleeping, smoking out the back porch, and, we kind of got a fire lit under us. We're like, this is Satan coming against us. We're gonna, we're not gonna do this anymore. We're disobeying our parents and this and that. So we broke all of our cigarettes and threw them away. And the next morning, Sarah Beth's aunt Georgianne took us. I can't remember where we were going, somewhere, to sightsee or something. And we go into a gas station, and they're selling our brand of cigarettes, buy 2 packs, get a free flashlight. And Sarah Beth's aunt Georgianne's like, well, here, these are your guys' kind of cigarettes. Buys us the cigarettes, and, so she can have the flashlight. And it just made me think about the fact that, anytime you're going to set your mind to something that is good, or, whether it be of the Lord or just some random thing, if you decide to go on a diet, you're going to pass a Girl Scout with cookies like the next day. It's just the way that it works. And it's the same thing with the Lord. Anytime you feel like you're supposed to be, maybe doing something or not doing something, whatever it might be, and you kind of think, I might make this change in my life, Satan's going to come against you, to make you feel like you're, imagining that that's something you should be doing, or you're just kind of an idiot. I feel like an idiot most of the time, but you know what I'm saying. I'm looking in 1 Peter chapter 5 this morning, and I was only going to read verse 6 and 8, but my friend Katie sent me verse 10 this morning, so I'm going to read all the way to 10 just in case somebody else needs to hear it. But again, 1 Peter 5, 6 through 10 says, humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. This is the part that, made the most sense to me pertaining to this story. Verse 8 says, be self-controlled and alert. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. For me, that's quite a picture, homeboys running around like a lion wanting to devour me. It's not even just that simple. Satan wants every good thing that you have. He wants your spouses. He wants your children. He wants your job. He wants your health. He wants everything that is good and makes you happy, and even more so when it comes to you, seeking out the Lord and trying to grow close to the Lord. If there are any of you out there right now that are like, this girl's probably crazy, but, I'm kind of wondering, and maybe you're thinking about looking in the Word, know that he's going to come against you to try to divert your attention from that. Know that if you're thinking about maybe you want to go back to church, he will divert your attention from that. He wants to do everything he can to get you off of the path toward the Lord, and we have to be alert, So it continues on, resist him, standing firm in the faith, because you know that your brothers throughout the world are undergoing the same kind of sufferings. And the God of all grace, who called you to his eternal glory in Christ, after you have suffered a little while, will himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast. And it just makes me think of, any life changes are hard. Quitting smoking totally stinks. I loved smoking. Like my best friend's gone, and inevitably the day after you decide to quit smoking, your kids are going to be bickering and fighting. Something's going to tick you off, and all you want for the love of all that is holy is just one cigarette, Anything that you set your mind to that is good. Anytime you're setting your mind to the Lord in any way, Satan's going to come against you. Something's going to pop up, Like I said, diets and donuts, man. I mean, somebody's going to bring them to work, or that Girl Scout's going to come knocking on the door and she's so cute and you want to help her, and aren't you a jerk if you don't support the Girl Scout troop? I mean, you got to buy like 10 boxes. So, but I'm just saying, if there are things in your life right now that you're kind of contemplating, that you're thinking about, whether it's doing something particular or choosing to stop doing something that you are doing, know that when you're having that inner struggle of whether you should or shouldn't, I mean, honestly, it's better to be safe than sorry, And when it comes to things like, hearing God's small, still voice and thinking that he's kind of nudging you in a certain direction to do something, you're going to have 10 reasons why you shouldn't listen to that quiet voice, And I would encourage you just to listen to it, just to take that step of faith and do whatever it is that you've been contemplating, It's hard. It's hard when his voice is so soft. It's hard when you're not sure and you're second guessing yourself, But if you're doing everything prayerfully, if you're doing everything, trying to be selfless, I guess, how is that not going to be blessed? And I mean, I'm sure a lot of people, I know a lot of people don't believe that there is a Satan or a devil, the guy I'm talking about. But I mean, dude, just turn on the news for like 5 minutes. I mean, I can't even hardly handle it. I'm in tears. The things that people are doing to their children, to their spouses, to their families, to complete strangers, is complete mayhem out there. I mean, there are some evil, evil, evil people out there. And it's that good angel, bad angel thing, that we're talking about. I mean, Satan's just whispering these things. I mean, what if we all acted on every stupid, odd little thought that passed through our head, We're going to be tripping old ladies in the street and kicking dogs. I mean, what would the world be like, right? There is evil in this world, and there is God, and I'm just encouraging you guys to seek out God, seek out Christ. If you already know the Lord and you feel like, you aren't pressing in, if you feel like you want a closer relationship with him, I would encourage you to cultivate that. I would encourage you to spend time alone in the Word. I would encourage you to spend time, in prayer, specifically just praying, and we're supposed to pray throughout the day. We're supposed to, be joyful always, pray continuously, give thanks in all circumstances. But I'm talking about a specific time set aside for just you and the Lord, and praying, and trying to press in, and if you're not a Christian, if you think I'm nuts, tell the Lord that, if you're out there, God, show me. I want to know you. Wouldn't you want to know? What if I'm right and you're wrong? You want to know, right? So ask him, tell him, if you're out there, show yourself to me. He'll show you, Anyway, I was just laughing about that little story this morning about just remembering in the 8th grade, our zeal for anti-tobacco for that 12, strong hours while we slept before Aunt Georgianne bought us new cigarettes the next day. And it was like, well, can't not smoke them now. So, I just encourage you to stay with that initial feeling that you might be getting about, either trying something out, if it's going to church, or getting more involved in your church maybe. Who knows? Only you know what's going on with you. But I would encourage you to stay with that initial thought, that initial idea of bettering something in your life, or, delving deeper. So anyway, hope you guys have a good weekend. I'm going to try to spend time with my kids and the husband and all that good stuff. Anyway, we'll hopefully talk to you next week. Take care, everybody.